This is such a bizarre turn of events. A Marvel Comics writer has admitted, like a current writer, has admitted that the comic book sales are struggling, are bombing. Now, we've all known this for ages. Obviously, it's clear you're putting out garbage. Of course they're struggling. Because Western comics can't keep up with the Eastern comics, Japanese manga. And same as the animation. You know, Western animation can't keep up with anime. They're just worlds apart because one of them is pushing nonsense and the other's just focused on really good stories and not censorship. Now, Marvel has had problems for a very long time, as have DC. And it's not news to you or I, but it's fascinating that an actual current comic book writer is admitting that they're struggling. And even goes so far as to predict that his current run of Scarlet Witch might get cancelled at 10 issues. Just insane. This entire industry is on its knees because it just wants to push crap. And it's funny as well because this Steve Orlando guy, he's part of the problem because he's writing this garbage. So let's take a look at this. Hit subscribe. Guys, turn the bell notifications on and give the video a like. I hope you're all well. So currently employed by Marvel, the current Scarlet Witch writer, Steve Orlando, has recently admitted that sales on the series are struggling alongside the whole industry. No, not the whole industry, or at least the caveat should be the whole Western industry. Because it isn't everything else. It's just the Western industry. That's what it is. It is just the Western industry. So obviously he was smart. He deleted the tweet, but the internet remembers it is forever. Orlando tweeted, "Sales are struggling alongside the whole industry. Right now we'll hopefully get to 10 issues. To get even 15 issues. Sales will need to continue to climb." Christ. Wow. And this was a direct response to someone who said, "Are the sales of Scarlet Witch doing okay? Do you think we could expect to have at least 30 issues?" 30 issues. And he's like, "Meh. We'll get to 1/3 of that." Like, what? We'll be lucky to get half of that, actually, is what he's saying. Goodness me. So Orlando then speculated that the cost of comics might have something to do with sales across the industry struggling. How does that make any sense? So there was a user who said, "Comics are crazy expensive now. I'm all in on manga, which is much more affordable." I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, I like it too. Not that prices are up to. We're in a weird spot where folks in general keep wanting a higher and higher production value and paper quality, which is part, but all of it, of course. But not all of it, of course. What are you on about then? So someone's like, "Yeah, comics are crazy expensive now. I'm all in on manga, which is much more affordable and better, and the story's better." And it's like, "Yeah, I'm with you. Not that prices are up to me. We're in a weird spot where folks in general keep wanting a higher and higher production value and paper quality." No, they want better stories, and you're part of that. How is paper quality and production value? No. Now, admittedly, like, some of these artists really get paid garbage rates. Like colorists and things, they really do get paid crap. But that's, you know, I mean, that's on Marvel proper. That's their fault. Just banking it all, basically. Now, so there's this, elucidating Orlando's comments even more, is that ICV2 reports the series was the 8th most sold series by units in April 2023. According to its Comic Hub system, that tracks point of sale data over 125 stores selling American comics around the world. 7 titles that outsold Scarlet Witch were Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, and X-Men. The series fell to 14th on the most sold series by dollars, being bested by Batman, and then again, same, basically all the same. It's writing, like, we have nothing to be sort of, excited by this stuff. The writing's just trash. The month of April appeared to see the series move up on the charts. In March, Scarlet Witch number 3 was at 13th in most sold units. Scarlet Witch number 2 was 17th. A debut issue was the 3rd most sold book by units. But it's not exactly good. Like, this stuff is not good. The fact that a series that is currently the 8th most sold series, this is the interesting stuff. A series that is currently the 8th most sold series and the 14th most sold by dollars might get cancelled after 10 issues shows the sorry state of both Marvel Comics and DC Comics. And they brought it upon themselves. Now, what this states, right, is that you are a big fish in a small pond. If it's the 8th most sold series, but it still might get cancelled, it goes to show that it doesn't matter how, like, the actual overall volume of sales are still garbage. Now, as this article notes from Branding in the Comics, and they're completely right, they say they did it with shoddy storytelling and immoral propaganda promoting all sorts of disordered lifestyles, as well as just plain hatred to those who rejected it and called it out. Not to mention employing numerous creators who aggressively deride people, letting them know what they were doing is indeed wrong. And this is true. The bunch of people that are on Twitter that work for Marvel, just ripping them to pieces. Oh yeah, but then we have this. And so people just go to manga instead. One Piece, Kaiju number 8, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man. I mean, of course. Now this is the adult graphic novel list. Only has one Western published title. One Western published title on. And that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin. Everything else is manga. Unbelievable. I mean, it's not unbelievable. It's obvious. But it's just fascinating that someone who actually currently is employed by Marvel is admitting it. Marvel, on its knees. Comic industry. They destroyed themselves. Congrats, Marvel. You played yourself.